What is up, everybody?
Awesome.
Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being patient. We are going to kick this thing off low-key. We're just having some fun. I'm here with Kevin Kiefer. Kev, one more time, because the fans couldn't hear you, bro. Let the people know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. And I'm a retired touring pro. I'm taking a year off from tour. I toured for the last 3 years. I'm obsessed with Disc Golf Valley. That's how we've kind of like met up. I'm right now what I'm doing for work is I'm running Paul's course, the Olympus DGC down here in Brooksville, Florida. I'm from Brandon, so this isn't too far away from me. And then I'm also doing that. I'm also helping him with the Supreme Flight channel, the YouTube channel that he's put together. I'm just a fellow lover of disc golf, and that's why I'm so obsessed with Disc Golf Valley right now.
Oh, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yeah, I didn't really know much about Supreme Flight before. I had just heard about it, and then it kind of seemed like it fell off. And then I noticed that I saw you come back with it, and I was like, this is awesome, man. And since you've been doing what you're doing, just from my personal perspective, man, I love it. You got to keep that stuff going. I watched the Sully video. That was so much fun to watch you guys play left-handed.
Dude, it was so much fun to have him on the channel. And it's sad, though, because our content just doesn't get the same views if Paul's name isn't, like, tied to it. But as you know, it's you just have to be consistent with it. And, literally just keep pushing content, keep trying to post.
Oh, for real. And that's kind of the thing with disc golf, in my opinion, is like the names, the big names, they do draw. I think that's why certain channels like Disc Golf World, Swiss Cheese and those guys over there, it's amazing how they draw what they draw when they're just dudes doing their thing, loving disc golf. I respect those guys for that. And to me, it's tremendous to see how they grow without needing like massive names, just by like providing news kind of stuff, So I do feel you, bro.
Absolutely, yeah. Disc Golf World is unreal. I love Jefferson. I love Swiss. They are really good at what they do, and I hope like you said, I hope they just keep growing. That would be awesome.
Oh, for real. I don't know how much you've heard about it or know about it, but there was like some issue at the beginning of the season with them like not being allowed on the course. Have you heard anything about that with being like on Olympus? Did you hear anything from like with that?
Yeah, I'm actually just friends with Jefferson, and it sounded like, to me, the Pro Tour just had like a different of opinions on how they wanted their media to be run, and they just asked politely for Jefferson and Swiss to not be involved. But Swiss and Jefferson do a really good job of, even with, like, they don't have to be at a Pro Tour event to still cover a Pro Tour event. And they put together really good content from just like grabbing clips off of YouTube. So I think it honestly probably helps them in a way, because it's less stress on traveling and more just focusing on the YouTube side of things. But they are still, I think they're getting out to a couple events. I know they're going to Worlds.
I don't know why, just my difference in opinion. That doesn't make sense to me. Those guys are bringing disc golf to an entire realm of people that maybe weren't too familiar with it. They are relatable in a common man way. I disagree with that assessment from the PDGA point of view, to be honest with you, man. I think that what they do is awesome.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I agree. I think any eyes, like any media, is good media, right?
Yeah.
I think that they're kind of, by discouraging Disc Golf World to make content and media, I think that just hurts them, because they're kind of like, the way that they put together their YouTube videos is fast, all meat content, right? It's no fluff. And it's these, 7 to 15 minute videos that get a lot of views. So why wouldn't the Disc Golf Pro Tour just like suck it up, even if they, and also, sorry, I'm going on a rant now.
No, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. Go ahead.
And also, it's like, the things that I feel like the Disc Golf World brings up are valid points. And, like, criticism doesn't necessarily mean that they're wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's definitely, I don't know, it's hard. I don't think it's going to hurt them that much, like the Disc Golf, World. But I think that the Disc Golf Pro Tour, or the Disc Golf Pro Tour, not trying to encourage and help them is honestly a big miss on their part.
Well, I remember one of the very first videos that got me onto those guys was what your disc says about you. And it was just a trash piece. Not the piece was trash. It was like a trash talking piece, and it was funny. To me, it was borderline satire of how funny the approach was, of how, like, you could assess a person's, like, personality based off the disc you throw. And to me, that's the type of stuff that is the relatable stuff. It's what they do on the news side of things. I think no one else does it like them. And I think that's value. But I think the thing that brings them really to, like, the me's of the world, the people who are like me, you know, the guys who play disc golf, you know, hippie style, who just don't really care. We're the ones who watch Disc Golf World. A lot of us, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so...
Disc Golf World is...
Go ahead.
They're putting their stuff together. I feel like they just keep growing, too. And they're only, like, a couple years old. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but when you're good, you're good. You know, that's the one thing about YouTube
is
if you're good, you're good. Like, and I don't mean that to, like, say that people who aren't fast growing aren't good. It's just when you are good, like when you're good at what you do, people just come to you. It's YouTube. It's the world of the internet. People find you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And those guys are unique. Like, no one's doing what they're doing in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you watch John Boy Media by any chance?
Oh, dude, I love John Boy.
Do they give you the same vibes? Like that same, like, fast, like, no nonsense kind of like YouTube?
Oh, for sure. The thing I like about John Boy is that I relate to John Boy himself, because I'm an older guy, but, like, I love sports. I love participating. You know, I don't really make excuses. I get out there and do stuff. Like, age doesn't slow me down, stop me. So, you know, like, seeing him interact with the different cast members, I can't remember all their names, but seeing how he has these interactions with these different people and he still, like, brings this competitive edge is something that I can personally relate to. And I think that's, again, it's a common man argument. John Boy is, you know, he's the us of the world.
Right, yeah.
So, and I think that's value, man. In YouTube, when you become a father and you start to see the way the hyper-intensive, clicky, you know, editing stuff happens, you start to, like, realize how a lot of the content is, like, not good. It's just, like...
Yeah, sure.
It's meant to, like, trap you with visuals and stuff. So when you see content that comes through that's real, like, it's coming from a real position, in my opinion, that stuff grows faster. So, like, that's part of the reason why I like what you're doing at Supreme, because you're unapologetically you, which is refreshing, you know?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So, what we're playing here, this first big round, okay, I kind of wanted to ask you personally, because I don't know how many different, like, big courses you played throughout your career, but this is a mixture of Nokia, the Beast, Maple Hill, and Champions Landing. Have you ever played any of those courses in real life?
Yeah, so I've played Maple Hill a bunch. I've played Champions Landing a bunch. I've never played the Beast. I tore my ACL the year I was going to go over there, unfortunately.
Oh.
I know, dude. Pretty crazy. Pretty sad, but it's all right. I'm going to get over there eventually. And then, yeah, like I said, I played the other two courses, which Maple Hill is an absolute must. To anybody who's listening, if you have any chance to play Maple Hill in person, it's just unreal. And then, again, Champions Landing's fun. It's just not necessarily my style of golf. I'm not like the farthest I throw is like 500 feet. Like not even 500 is probably a little like stretching it. I'm like 490 right now, especially post knee injury. But I feel like it's nothing unique. It's just like wide open golf course. It's cool because it's a more challenging golf course, but definitely Maple Hill that's like the one out of all three of those that I absolutely love.
That's the perfect segue, because with Stockton coming up, and with how big Vinny performed last year, and with how well Sully performed last year, I think he was tied for fourth.
Yeah.
Do you see another more techie style player, you know, taking the podium? Because it seems like Stockton is good for that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I honestly, my like underdog pick is actually Goose. I think Aaron Gossage could win out there. I think it's mainly having a far sidearm, good backhand, right? Sully has that sidearm, so he can keep it in bounds. Vinny is just, he's unreal. He's he got the Player of the Year award for a reason.
Yeah, but he's a robot.
Out there is, yeah, dude, he's just always on. But yeah, I think it requires a very consistent conservative play style. So like, I think AB or Gannon will win just because they have the sidearm, they have the backhand. But then yeah, I think a dark horse would be like Aaron Gossage because he's got such a powerful sidearm, such a powerful backhand. And then of course, I'm never gonna root against my boy Sullivan. He's a homie.
Right?
But yeah, but I wouldn't. Yeah, that's a very good point. He's somebody who could totally win that.
I love it.
The full game.
I love it. I love seeing players that. This is no knock on people who are repeat winners, man. Kudos to those guys who just repeat dominate for sure. But when I see things happen in the game, and you see people who take the podium, really anywhere, I don't even care where. But when you see people take the podium that you normally aren't there. To me, there's something that's like extra special about witnessing that. Like
yeah, absolutely.
It's similar-ish, but not really, because Conrad was different at the time. But it's similar to the whole holy shot issue, the whole holy shot situation. How like Paul was being Paul and just doing Paul things, and people were like, "Yep," and then here comes this guy who just slams this shot that was like, "Nope." Yep. Oh, like
yeah.
These are like my favorite things in sports moments. So it's one of the things I do like about Stockton is it seems like, and I can't really put my finger on it why, but it seems like it's got a big podium shake up there.
Yeah, I think that OB does it. Just like so, like you could. I don't know if you paid attention to the Eagles Crossing tournament that went on recently. Isaac Robinson shot 14 strokes differently from round 1 to round 2, and when they asked him about it, he was just like, "Well, yeah, I threw the disco B 15 times."
Yeah.
Round 1 versus round 2, and when you get these like change ups on like that amount of OB and then just add a little bit of wind, I mean, you could be off by, I'm not even kidding, like 5 feet, and the disc can travel and just barely sneak OB versus someone's on by 3 feet and now it's in bounds and 2-stroke difference.
Right. 100%. I think that's one of the reasons why I love disc golf, is that chaos. It's with golf too. It's really just the game in general, but it's the chaos of it. One, you think you got it, one burst a win, one. I mean, I talk about bad beats all the time with my community because I'm talking and I'm missing putts over here like a silly guy.
Dude, I just missed a literal like 30-footer, which is so embarrassing. But that's okay. I'm just out here. I'm out here to have fun.
Yeah. That's what we're here for. We're here for fun. Scores don't even matter. We're just out here to have fun. But I totally lost track of where I was. Oh yeah, I tell my community all the time, man. Like, because of the tournament I run, it's called Blaze Fest. My son, his name is Alexander Blaze. We were hanging out one day, and he said, "How come I never win anything?" And I told him, I said, "Well, bro, we wrestle. I'm a wrestling coach. He's a wrestler." And I said, just like wrestling, you got to practice. When you practice, the more you practice, the better you'll get. And then you'll start to win things. And he was like, "Huh, all right." And I was like, this is actually a really solid point. Like, I'm a good Disc Golf Valley player, but I'm not elite by any means. I love disc golf, so I play this game a lot. I play it a lot, and then for being as bad as I am, you'd think I'd be better. But it's just I enjoy it so much. So I thought to myself, like, what would be a tournament that could be done so that people really do feel like they have a chance? And as a wrestling coach, I see a lot of 1v1 tournaments. And so Blaze Fest was born because my son, and I was like, oh, we're doing this. So Blaze Fest is a 1v1 tournament that we do over like the entire month. It's like 18, 19 days. Where you just play against one person, and if you beat your one opponent, you move on to the next round. And
dude, that's incredible. Because I feel like match play is so, nobody plays match play anymore. Like, it's you versus the course versus you versus someone else, and I love that different aspect of competition, dude. So that's so awesome.
It really is. It provides such a fun, interactive way, and the way that I lay it out, like, elites play elites on one side of the brackets, and the normal Joe players are on the other side of the bracket. So, like, at any given time, a normal Joe could have a good round because anyone can have a bad beat, which was my point. Like I tell my community, bad beats happen all the time. You would be surprised. You know.
Yeah. I mean, just the other day, I played a beat here in Claremont, and I have like some friends who are just now getting into the sport, and they were talking about how like, you know, he said I was winning by 4 after round 1, and he said, oh, so you won? So pretty much you're just going out there as a victory lap. And I said, absolutely not. This is why we love sports, is for the underdog and for literally the fact that anything could happen. And I ended up tying the guy caught me. His name's Clay Harvey. He's a dog. He's really good at disc golf. He caught me, and then we went into a playoff, and I won in the playoff.
Wow.
But like those are like kind of the moments that I live for, is like the competition and the fact that at any point anybody could win. You have to kind of like, I don't know, stay involved and stay in the mental aspect of it the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, people like to reference the AB collapse on 16 at the Beast that one year. I think it was 2 years ago, right?
Yes, that's a perfect example.
It is a great example, but I think it's more, like, with that hole in particular, it makes sense. I mean, anyone who's played Disc Golf Valley will tell you that hole is a nightmare. So it makes sense. But I think people underestimate how easy it is to get a bad beat, let that get in your head, and then all of a sudden what turns into what would have been a 5-6 stroke lead easily collapses into a 2-stroke lead, and then before you know it, you know, you're struggling from behind like, how did I get here?
Yeah, absolutely. That's have you ever read the book Golf's Not a Game of Perfect?
No, what?
It's all about mental game. The whole book is about mental game, and he has a whole. I mean, it's just incredible. And anybody who wants to literally immediately get better at disc golf should definitely read it, because it has a lot of really good knowledge in there.
I love the mental side of sports. I'm a shorter guy. I'm like 5'7", 5'8". I'm like 5'8", but on the light side. And
okay, gotcha.
You know, but I've always been a stocky guy, so I gravitated towards football. I played a lot of football growing up. I was really good at defense, but I didn't really meet the height side of it. And you know, transitioning to other sports always felt weird because height was always kind of an issue as far as like, I have a negative ape. I like to rock climb, but I have a negative ape score, so like I have no reach. Look, I just threw the wrong disc. Oh my goodness, what was that? Oh, roll back in. Hey, I'll take luck all day.
Wait, I'm sorry, hold on. How do I get out of the chess room? What is happening right now? I'm in the room where it's like the door has to open.
How did you get in there? That shouldn't. That shouldn't be.
The door is shut right now.
What? That shouldn't even be on the list of courses. Uh-oh. Alright, I wonder if I made a mistake. You know, I could have easily, in my haste, I could have easily made a mistake. If you're on that hole, then you need to hit the electric box that's on the wall. Okay. And that will open the door. I am on 7 around 2. I'm going to have to check this out. I see you, John. Hey, man, it's all good. We're here. We're doing it. This is what we're doing. We're not changing. We can't change it now.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, this is so cool though. Like I am loving this. I've never played these courses. Like the course before this was a strawberry course. I probably should have mentioned that. I was like, what are we playing?
How did we get into Smoothie Land?
That's what that's called? That's hilarious, dude.
That was all in a new update, yeah, man. Oh, it's kind of wild the way that it was set up. Like you can ask anybody who's been playing with the new Smoothie Land course. Now I'm curious because I had to have just made I had to have made a mega effort. Oh, Ezra, I see you. Kev.
Yes.
You are not playing our event, sir.
What am I playing right now?
You're playing the Easter Open.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Now I know. Hey, guys. Now it makes sense why he was like, I've never played any of these courses in real life. I've never played with giant bananas and cherries on the ground everywhere.
Right now I'm underwater. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is great. No, I'm loving this. This is perfect. I love this. Okay, no. All right, that's
Wait, how did I get in? Wait, how did I get into this event? Wait, what?
So when you went, I know what happened. When you played at first and you were playing the real courses, you went down the list. You finished round 1. When you went back to click to start round 2, you didn't scroll down to our event. You clicked the Easter course.
Oh my gosh, dude. Crap, my bad, dude.
No, this is content, baby. I love it. People are gonna love that.
Dude, that's actually hilarious. I hope everybody knows I'm struggling so hard too. Like I'm like falling apart, but I'm having fun.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what the whole point of this whole thing was. I didn't want to do anything that was gonna feel pressured. I just kind of I wanted to do something where we weren't messing around with Play with Friends. And yo, big shout out to Charlie Weeberry. Okay, Charlie is the social media director, graphic designer. I mean, this guy is a Swiss Army knife for Disc Golf Valley, and he put all this stuff together for us. Like, he was the one who created the new stamp that you're gonna get. I don't know if you've seen it. I showed you a picture. This guy does everything, man, and we wouldn't be even doing this way if it wasn't for his efforts, even on his days off. So big shout out to him.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely thank you to that guy. There's also a massive basket that I was very curious. Dude, this is what we should have played this, dude. This is a crazy thing.
Oh, no worries. It's funny because it hadn't even occurred to me that would happen, because I think we're running down on time for the Easter thing. I think we're running down to our last couple days of that being available, and it hadn't even occurred to me that you would end up in there. But yeah, it was pretty fun. There's a bunch of secrets in there. They did really well with the Easter eggs. I mean, the whole pink portal thing, it's... You haven't seen the pink portal part, but when this whole thing first launched, there's this pink portal on the opening screen. And,
okay.
Oh, really, Chadwick? Like, it has the image on it, but it doesn't have Kevin's stamp on it. Alright, Chadwick, I see you. If that's the case, then I know what happened. It was an issue whenever we were creating the event, and the stamp number didn't get put on to the rewards properly. So, what I'll do is anybody who's in this live stream right now, you guys are the only ones who will get this wonky disc, and then I'll have Charlie fix it before I post the YouTube video.
Okay, cool. Alright, now I am officially playing, I'm playing the Welcome to Kevin one. Yeah, I just didn't scroll down. I don't know why I didn't. Sorry. Oh, crap. That's alright. Now I'm going to shred. Now I have I did my warm-up.
I got you. Okay, so just as a recap real quick, what we're looking at. Round 1 was a collection of the 3 real-life courses that are in the game. Foxtail Meadows is a fantasy course, but it is based on a real-life course for the most part. Darkpoi Park Front 9 Back 9 is my mocked-up version of Deer Lakes Park. Deer Lakes Park is like a number 55 UDisc World Park. It's my local park. I absolutely love it. It's where they had the 2015 Worlds. And it's,
okay. Cool.
I pull a lot of my course footage when I'm referencing Deer Lakes Park from that specific tournament because there were so many big names that played in it. But, so what we're playing is essentially real-life courses via Little Fantasy. We got the real ones, we got the mocked-up real one, and then my mocked-up real course. So I think you're going to have fun.
Gotcha.
I think you're going to have fun with Foxtail Meadows. If you haven't played it yet, you're going to see it's a little wild. And then I am super curious to see how you approach Darkpoi Park, because that is essentially, like, distance-wise and par-wise, it's almost identical to my local course.
Okay, cool. Okay.
That's so funny that you ended up in the Easter Open, man. Oh, that makes me smile.
Dude, I'm sitting here, you're like, it's a mix of I'm like, oh, okay, like the shots? Like, he's not talking about, wait, I was so confused, dude, that's so funny.
Oh, man. I love it.
Do you feel like your mental game in Disc Golf Valley is stronger or worse than your mental game in real disc golf? Like, which one do you think is better?
Oh, sorry about that, bro. In Disc Golf Valley, I'm a video gamer who's a weird video gamer. I'm like a techie video gamer. I play everything from like it's a video game perspective. So like, as far as pressure goes, unless I'm in like a tournament and I'm starting to get into a higher position, I remember one time I made a Hopfenheiser Final 16, and my heart was pumping, and I didn't feel like my mental game was. If anything, I was in the zone. You know what I mean? Like, I felt good.
Right, sure.
Like, I was focused, yeah. And I missed it by just a couple strokes. And I was happy that even though I didn't make it to the Final 8, I was really happy with my performance on that one. But in real life, dude, I'm a weird disc golfer. I will throw any drive, zero stress. Even when I'm driving bad, I will continue to drive bad and not get stressed out and get in my head and be like, well, I don't know. But when I putt, I swear it's like calculus, rocket science, chaos, WWE, all at the same time in my head. And I can't shake it, my man. My friends tell me all the time I'm the most agitating disc golfer to play with, because I will park a drive and 3-putt, and I do not know why.
Okay. Yeah, putting's... That's that one part of the game where, like, once you figure it out, it does get easier, right? Because it's the most consistent. The circle, 33 feet, is the circle no matter where you are. And then you have a little bit of wind here, sure, and you have a straddle putt here and there, sure. Yeah, dude, I think everybody kind of deals with those nerves, and it's just being human, man. Like you did all the hard work to put the disc here, and then miss the putt. It's hard. It's a lot of stress.
For real, man. My buddy Connor tells me all the time, if I would just lay it up, I'd probably save 12 strokes. And that's not even a joke. That's real. Like, that's how often I will do. 2 days ago, I went disc golfing at Deer Lakes Park. I literally went birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey. Like, just right across the front 9. And I was like, boy, if I could just fine-tune this whole not missing easy putts thing, I would really be a much better golfer.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I hear you. Putting's hard. I'm fortunate enough to where I love practicing it. It's just very therapeutic to me. So I've just from lots of hours of practicing, I've gotten pretty good at putting, which is, that's always a help too. I tell people, if you're not good at putting, you just literally sit there from 15 feet. 15 feet will do wonders for your game.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's the ones that people call, like, guaranteed makes. Those are the silly ones where I'll hit the front of the cage or hit the band, or, I have this weird thing where I find that my comfortable putting form gives me a slight Anheuser release on my putt. So instead of doing like what 99.9% of people do in putting, with a slight hyzer angle and then like throwing it at that upper right corner of the chains kinda, I'm the guy that's like, no, I'm gonna awkwardly, turn my body and throw this Anheuser putt and float it in with an opposite. I don't know, man. I tell you, my brain is weird.
That's funny. Do you get nervous on like putts in like Disc Golf Valley, or like if you're shooting that like perfect round? Does it get to you at all, or ever?
I'll say 50-50. Sometimes, yeah. Like, if I'm really working on something, like, a great example, and I think a lot of people can relate, is getting the 3rd star on Ikigai Enzo, okay?
Yes, dude. I'm grinding that right now, dude. It's impossible. It is actually impossible.
It is quite the task, and it took me a while to get it. Getting the 3rd star on Ikigai Enzo was easier for me than getting the 3rd star on Frozen Valley, the last Frozen course. Okay. No, I'm saying that wrong. No, I'm saying that wrong. Not Frozen Valley. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hey, Chad, I'm drawing a blank. What's the course that's at night, that's in the snow, that has the giant downhill throw that, usually wrecks everybody? They're not there right now.
Yeah, I don't know it either. I don't know the names of any of the courses. I just know that the one that you did mention.
Yeah.
That one is impossible.
Northern Lights.
So hard. You have to get Northern Lights.
Northern Lights.
The hardest course. Literally the hardest course.
Yeah, Northern Lights. Because my whole. Thank you, John. My whole assessment of Northern Lights was, you kind of need a good break at like 2 different points just to have like a real chance to get that 3rd star. And then when I finally got that third star, I mean, I was so happy that I took that momentum, wrote it in, and then immediately got my third star, Nikki Gayenzo, like, the next day.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome,
like,
dude.
Northern
That's
Lights
crazy.
So for a Northern Lights run or an Nikki Gayenzo run, getting that third star, I could see people really getting like, you know, amped up or getting some nerves in there. Outside of that, I think the nerves come into play more, for me personally, whenever I'm doing an event, like someone else's event, and like I'm actually playing well enough to make like a placement. You know, I think a lot of people will agree with me that there is like a group of elite players that are so elite. It's not like 10, but there's like 50 or 100, but they're so elite that over a longer period of time you start to see this repetition of names, just like in the real game. And it's not that you hate those guys for being good. It's the opposite. You respect those guys for being good. It's like, but when you are not one of those people, and then you are there, you're in the company, you're like, wow, I'm playing with these people that I see their names on all these tournament charts, and they're always so good. I think that is when the nerves start to kind of kick in a little bit. Because now I'm like, oh, I'm not just playing like in a high-level gold MP round, but now I'm playing with Rauta or Bagger or like any champion, or, I mean, even some of the names you might not recognize. I had a player enter my tournament, Ivy Boy. I had never heard this name before. His level indicated that he might not be the most advanced player, but assumption wrong, this dude ended up being an elite player. His level just was like not indicative of how good he actually was. And I think that happens a lot with us when we're playing in our multiplayer rounds, is we see names and we're like, oh. And then we're playing against people that really truly are super elite. We just don't know their names. And then
that happened to me the first time I played Sully. He was 930 rated. He was playing a B tier in our like hometown. And I literally told him, or a friend of mine, a mutual friend of ours, who like introduced us, his name was Aiden, and he was like, hey, you're playing with my buddy Sully today, he's really good, like, have fun. And I was like, oh, he's only 930 rated. He averaged 1030 that tournament, and I beat him by 1. I was like, okay, this kid is really good. I respect you so much now.
Right, and I think that's such a great perspective from the more pro side of things. So I want y'all to hear that. Anybody who watches this, I want y'all to hear that. Like, when you're the guy creeping up on the coattails of the people who are the names, trust me, they're just as shocked as you are that you're there, and if anything, you're getting them shook a little too. Yeah,
absolutely. When he was chasing me down, I was like, what is happening? This guy's only 930 rated.
Right, it's a great indicator of how, like, a score, with that just a little bit more of a skip, baby, come on. It's a great indicator how, like, you can use levels in real life score to, like, get a basis for where maybe people could be placed, you know, but really, truly, like, in the game, the competitive edge comes from people who are, like, driven. So you might see this guy, you might think, oh, he's not going to do nothing, and then he comes out the cut, he or she even. I've seen FPO players and players in the Valley come through that you would never think would come through on a match, and especially with my formats. I have a lot of underdog matchups, and then bad beats happen, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. So I had a big question for you. I want to pull up my questions list real quick. Rookie notes, baby. Let's go. Okay, this was the big one I wanted to ask you. Okay, so you mentioned you told us that you told everybody here that you did work with Supreme Flight and Olympus. Now I've been following along, so I'm fully aware of what you've been doing. But I wanted to ask you specifically, what is it like going from touring pro to social media pro?
It's so much less stressful. That's definitely for sure. I think I thought I was gonna miss tour a lot more than I did or am. I like when I first got off tour and knew I wasn't gonna tour, I was like, that first event happened, Supreme Flight Open, and all of my friends are competing again, and I'm just like helping run the event. And I was like, dang, like this is kind of a bummer. But then I got like a lot of gratitude just like a lot of fulfillment from helping run the tournament and see it run smoothly. And then after it was done, then I got to compete and throw on the mountain a month later, and that also like gave me a lot of like fulfillment. So I don't really miss tour that much. I do miss my friends that I used to see every day and practice with and like grind to get better with. That's for sure. But honestly, I'm like really happy to just film content and do a lot of coaching lessons at Olympus and just kind of promote the brand of Supreme Flight. It's honestly just been like almost a dream come true, because when if you're not full-time touring, I don't really know, like, it's hard to have a career in disc golf. So I'm really, really blessed and lucky that Paul gave me that career in disc golf, and I can like keep chasing that dream of like getting to play disc golf for a living and growing the passion and kind of like getting to hang out with people who are just as obsessed with me. So it was a little bit of a shock, but honestly, I'm really happy with kind of like the best case scenario.
Yeah. No, that's why I wanted to ask, because you find like with Bedanza, okay? Like, I mean, I don't really think anybody would argue that he is not a great disc golfer, but he is a YouTuber, and regardless of his skill set, this isn't a slander, it's a compliment. Like, he is a social media guy who does a lot for the sport, and being a content creator, and I don't even post that many videos compared to some of these guys. Like, some of these guys are wild out here. It makes me wonder truly, like, what's harder? Going out there, traveling, going to a different course, practicing. I mean, elite athleticism is difficult. I will never argue that against that, but like, being that you were a touring pro and being that now you are making the social media content, you're in a unique position to have a perspective,
Yeah, for sure. Anthony did it right. He built a brand and then he went on tour. I think to anybody who's wanting to get on tour, and is inspiring to get on tour, that's how you should do it. Is build that brand and have a following, and then go on tour. If you have any success, then you just capitalize on the following that you have. So I will say it's definitely harder being on tour, just because you're building that brand, that social media following that like I'm trying to do right now. But then while you're doing that, you're traveling close to 15 hours, 10 to 15 hours, getting to the next stop. And then you're also having to compete at the highest level with like the of like half of your salary, for even all of your salary, depending on some of these guys, is dependent on your play.
Yeah.
So it's definitely harder being on tour. It's a physical and mental toll. But then again, I feel like they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You have to do one. You have to kind of do both if you want to make a career in disc golf.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with the assessment too about building a brand. I think it's interesting. I follow Jay Milley, but I've been following him for a while. Okay, not Instagram, but like just like, it's weird. I follow him on Instagram, but that's only recently. I follow Jay Milley like as if he is an athlete, and I'm following him as if I'm watching ESPN. Does that make sense? Like, watching what he has done and what he's doing makes me a fan of him. And I don't even really do Insta. I have Instagram for my aces, but I don't use it the way other people do. So like, right. I'm not like out there seeing like, but like, I'm a fan of what he did just from doing what he did.
Yeah, I think he's incredible, dude. He's another person where he built a brand first, and then now is kind of like capitalizing on the brand and trying to get his disc golf game to match it. Because if his disc golf game was as good as how good he makes YouTube videos, dude, he would be worth, his weight in gold.
His likability is kind of wild. He is a very uniquely charismatic person.
He's so nice, dude, and he's so smart. He's like one of the smartest humans I know. He is literally just so like a genius, and then his eye for being able to just content create is next level, like truly next level.
Well, he presents his comedy very well. It's like serious and comedy. It's lighthearted, but it's funny, but it's like serious, and that he's good at it. He's really good at it.
Yeah, totally agree.
All right, man. So Wild speculation, hot take. Who do you think's going to be the world's champion this year?
I honestly can't go against Paul Macbeth. I would. This is wild to say, but I think it's actually between Paul and it's between three people: Paul, Ricky, and Eagle McMahon. I just think historically they have played incredible disc golf out in Europe, and I think that they're just going to do it again. And it's 5 rounds or four or 5 rounds, right? The World Championship's always way up there in rounds, and I think that the cream of the crop always go to the top. So in this case scenario, honestly, dude, I would put my money on Paul.
Oh, you know how happy I'd be to see the champ come back. You know what I mean? Like, I love the whole. You know, is Ken the champ? Ken's the champ. That's his name. I'm not taking that away. But like goat arguments, I always love these because
the goat debate.
Yeah,
yes.
Because I loved Ken. What he did when no one, in quotes, when no one cared. You know,
sure.
and then now you have almost what I would consider the torch passing between Ricky and Paul. No slight to anybody else, but those guys are just different. And then,
right, yeah.
and then now you come into the whole like AB, just all the young, all just every other young gun that's in the game, and to see to have a return to like a Eagle, Paul, Ricky, trifecta battle. Heck, throw Isaac in there just because he's been so dominant.
He's one of the last 2.
That would be just, that'd be dope. I would love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do you have, if you had to pick just one guy to put the money on, who are you picking?
It's going to be, there's no real basis for this, but I think that when he's on, he's untouchable, and I think that when he's off, that's where he lacks, but I love watching Vinny play. I love Calvin Heimberg.
You think he gets over? You think he gets his major win? I don't know. It's that isn't that the talk of it all? Is like, can Vinny finally get a major?
That's where I'm at. I think he could easily. I think it depends on him. I mean, what else could I say? It's not like it's not like I'm over here like analyzing the game. I'm a fan, man, and so
right.
Just from a watching perspective, I see these guys play and I watch them go in and out. And when I see things like with Gannon and Vinny, the things in their game that I think create their losses are things that people can easily be like, well, if they would just not do this.
Oh, sure.
but that's what they do, and that's why they're good. So I don't know how you argue against that. Overall, though, if I was playing the safe play, I mean, it's hard to argue against Isaac. He is so freaking good. And
when it comes to when it matters, like when he wants it, dude, he gets it. It's like there's that really famous tweet or maybe it was a Facebook post where it's like, I watch Isaac all year and I'm like, how did this guy win Worlds? And then I watch Isaac at Worlds and I go, how does this guy not win every tournament he plays?
Yeah, he's so good, And the thing I like about Isaac is the fact that he throws 99.999% backhand shots.
Yeah.
And yet, this guy creates his shot form. The way he shapes shots is just unbelievable.
Absolutely. I mean, it literally makes me want to quit throwing backhands. Quit throwing sidearms. It's like, all right, if Isaac can do it without throwing any, if he can win 2 world championships without really throwing any sidearms, then I can get through. I can win some of my local A tiers without throwing any sidearms.
I have this argument with my buddies all the time because 2 of my best friends throw 99% forehand. We'll say 99 and 85% forehand. And me and my other buddy, we throw, 90% backhand. We've only recently started dabbling with forehand throws. And this is kind of the thing that really kind of grinds my gears a little bit, and maybe you can help me understand a little bit more. Mechanically, the forehand is stupid. It goes against everything the body was meant to do, and it doesn't make sense.
Correct, yeah.
However, the spin it generates is stupid insane, and so it makes sense. And I hate that.
Yeah, and also I don't know how like Sullivan's like entirely sidearm dominant, and I don't know how he can do that because if I throw more than, and I'm not even kidding right now, like if I throw more than 10 sidearms in a round, my arm hurts. So like, yeah, dude, you're right. It goes against like mechanically, like we should be blowing out our labrums when we throw sidearms.
Yeah, I mean that's what Tommy John's is. That's the whole point of Tommy John's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so maybe I just need that surgery. I haven't gotten it yet.
Well, it's just one of the things, like, coming from a baseball environment, Southern California is a huge baseball environment, and, you see these kids out here whipping these weird sidearms, and you're like, yeah, that's fine, have 15 years of that longevity and see how well that works out for you. And then you see players like AB, who clearly AB had a baseball background. Otherwise, he loves the game and is weird about it.
No, he did. Yeah, he thought he was going to play professional baseball. That was like his goal, and then I think he broke his wrist, or he did something to where he had to kind of realize hey, I'm not going to be able to do baseball, so I'm going to do something else, and it was disc golf. I mean, that guy was going to be an athlete from the get-go, dude. I mean, just look at him. He's built perfect for any sport.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's crazy how his ape score must be out of the roof, but yeah, like the leverage and the way he generates that sidearm it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to watch, but it's clear, like my point is, it's clear that he came from a baseball background, which is why he's so good at throwing that sidearm shot, Yep. And the more as an older guy, the more I try to get into the forehand. Like, I throw a cap wrap, right? But I throw a cap wrap forehand like Owen Scoggins throws a destroyer for an upshot. Like, that's what I use it for. It's like a meat hook 5-speed and not really a 9.
Okay, gotcha.
Right, like it's like I call it my chupacabra. I call it my chipacabra because it's a chip shot disc that I throw like 30% power for like
that
these.
Thing is so overstable too. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
That thing is just nothing but wants to go. If it's a backhand, it's going left. If it's a sidearm, like you're.
Yeah.
It's just straight right.
So that's what I throw those discs for, and it helps. It's good for my game. They plug that slot, but because I'm such a bad sidearm thrower, and because I just don't generate that snap, it never clicks in my brain, man. So I would like to get better with them, but for utility, not for distance. That being said, my buddies who throw sidearm primarily, it's like they effortlessly outdrive me every single time, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, sidearm's also one of those things where you're looking at your target the whole time, so it's easier to aim too. I really wish I played baseball because it would be my sidearm's coming a long way since my early days of playing disc golf. But yeah, I think sidearm's such a unique, and it's kind of so important to our game.
Yeah. I mean, it is, though. Like, I forget who said it. I think it was a friend of mine brought it up to me, but he was referencing someone else who said it. It's not that Ricky is the best scrambler in the world, which he is arguably. It's that Ricky scrambles and then makes a 60-foot putt every single time.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And just thinking back to all the crazy Ricky scramble moments, like, how many times has he been playing peekaboo behind a wall of bush, threw a weird sidearm choppy tomahawk hybrid shot, and then threw the wildest flex backhand putt through a line of trees, and then people are like, "Whoa!" Like, that's what I'm talking about, and so. To say you don't need it, I would argue, I think people should develop every aspect of their game, and then only use the tools that they're comfortable using.
What do you think about the Ricky signing during the offseason, and how you think Discraft's happy or not happy with his performance so far?
All right, for Ricky to roll up, I think it was in Arizona at the beginning of the season, right before he signed. Play a course that he hadn't even been at, I think, for 2 years, and play relatively well. I want to say it was Fountain Hills, right?
Yeah, the Memorial.
Yeah, I think so. And he played relatively well. I was pretty happy with, like, he had a couple OBs, but, like, not bad for a guy who hadn't been here in, like, 2 years or whatever. And
Right.
I think that's something to be said, is that Ricky was with Dynamic, he was doing his Dynamic thing, and it was fine. Then there was these questions, and Ricky didn't, like, really say much. He just showed up to a tournament and was like, yeah, we're gonna play. And he played well. Not like Ricky level elite well, and not like I won a tournament well, but well enough to be like, I'm up on the lead card with these guys, I'm competing, I'm chasing, and it's like, that says something. So, more to answer your question, I don't think they're disappointed. I don't think they're disappointed with his performance. Why would you need to be? They have, like, everybody on the team.
Right, they have the Avengers.
Great way to put it. They have the Avengers. That's real. And all those names do what they do, and they do what they do because they've earned it. Not because they're, like, phony or because they didn't deserve it. Every person on that label right now, every person on that team right now who's in that grouping, every one of those guys built a legacy. That's sales. That's money. I mean, let's be real. Manufacturers want to make money, all right? They want to make money. And if you're making money, that's all that matters. And people like to buy Ricky discs because it's Ricky. I buy Ricky discs because it's Ricky.
I think he's a very likable. I think he's perfect. His whole personality is perfect for YouTube and then disc golf. And I honestly think he. I feel like they always pit him against Paul, but dude, I think that the stuff that Paul and him have been doing lately with like the YouTube videos together, I think that is genius marketing, dude. Like, so smart.
100%, bro. 100%. It would be silly. It would be silly to say it's not. First things first. Tell me how popular the AB and Paul Macbeth Luna battles are, right?
Oh, yeah. So,
right?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
People eat it up. They love it. And, I mean, I watch it. I love watching AB on the course, but I'm not, like, a social media follower of his, right? Like, his presence is different. His vibe is different than what I personally enjoy, you know? Not a slight. He's just, he has a differro vibe. But...
Sure, yeah.
Watching him in the Luna battles, I'm hooked every minute, the whole time I'm watching, you know? To anybody.
Yeah.
Who was it? Somebody did a video with Ken not too long ago when they were doing the Climo. Was it Paul?
Paul Uliberry, probably? Yeah, Paul Uliberry, though.
I didn't see the video, but I remember seeing it on my feed, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about, is when we start to see, like, our social media guys, the guys that have the names... You know, I love Paul. I love Yuli.
Yeah.
he needs to.
He's really good.
He needs to just keep doing what he does, man, because there's a presence that he fills that no one else does, and it's just he is like one of the chillest vibe dudes on like his presence on YouTube that is out there, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's also really enjoyable to hang out with in person. I got to hang out with him a bunch for Throwdown on the Mountain, and he was really fun to hang out with, and just like kind of like you said, just like chill. Didn't put a whole lot of pressure on anything, and just hung out and played great disc golf, and I didn't get to play that last round with him, but yeah, like you said, just like good overall good guy.
Yeah, I'm saying, dude, I come from a different generation, you know, like my disc golf history comes from the 90s, like late 90s when I was a kid. I discovered the sport because some old hippie guy was like, you want to play some disc golf? And I was like, I don't know what that is, you know, and me and my friends were like, let's go, and it stuck, and that was it. So like I come from like that like generation, you know. I think I told you the last time we spoke, I started playing in Southern California at La Mirada Lakeside, and within the first 6 months I netted an ace on hole 9. It is the only ace I've ever had in my whole life. I've been playing the game for like 25 years. I have one ace, and it came in my first year, and it was an accident. It was beautiful, but back then the only people you saw at the disc golf courses was like me now, fat shirtless hippies who were like, what's up, brother, you know. And now it's like there are real, I mean, just look at Ezra Aderhold. That dude, I love Ezra, but he looks like he's a bodybuilder playing disc golf, like
an actual like athletes.
Yeah,
I totally
like
agree.
Real deal athlete, like well, that's a far stretch from like the fat shirtless hippie, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that's cool to see the sport evolve like that. We went from like you said, just like people who were really good at the sport to then actual athletes, and I love it, dude. I can't wait to see what happens in the next 10 years.
Oh, it's gonna be nuts.
Everybody's gonna be in the gym training, and then yeah, like literally, we're gonna push. I can't wait to see what happens, but pushing this like boundary of what disc golf can get to.
Yo, did you see last year? I think it was last year at the Maple Hill Open when that kid, Landon. Oh, what was his last name?
Sides. Or, yeah, Landon Sides.
No. Maybe?
At Maple Hill?
At
Wait,
Maple
where
Hill.
was it?
At Maple Hill Open, at Maple Hill, he played against. He was the only kid on the card. It was him against Simon and a couple other good players. And he trounced them. He trounced them all. And he was like 14 or something.
Oh, interesting. Wow, cool.
I did a video on it. I'll hit you up with the link when we're done. I did a video on it on my channel because I was that impressed. That kid is going to be making waves. Remember, I don't know if you remember, but when Gannon Burr was like, people were making fun of this, like, here's this gangly 13, 14-year-old kid, and he was like making waves, people were like, okay. No one, I don't think anybody would have thought back then that he would be who he is now. And this Landon kid, he gives me that Gannon Burr vibe of like,
okay, gotcha.
Yo, he is so good. But wait 5 more years, and then we're going to see things get turned upside down.
Yeah, because these kids are getting good without actually, like, having, like, muscles. Yeah, like, for example, like, Gannon's gained weight since Vegas when he got that tiebreaker with Drew. And, yeah, I think even Gannon would, like, agree that, once you get, like, literally once you grow up and get, like, stronger, it's just, like, the game's a whole different thing. So yeah, I'm excited. Like we just said, I'm excited for this next wave of disc golfers and see how good they can, how good we can really get the sport going.
All right, last big question, buddy, and then we're gonna call it a night so I can get these last little details hashed out. I appreciate your time being here, man.
Yeah, of course.
I enjoyed this so very much. I enjoyed it the last time we did it, and thank God this time I didn't make any rookie mistakes. Woohoo! Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
All right, so last question, and this one's a little personal in my heart because context. 2 seasons ago, I was talking about a not so very well known player named Niklas Antila, and people were like, "Yeah, okay, he's just another one and doneer. We'll see." And Niklas is tearing it up right now, and I love to see it.
Yeah.
My big claim here is right around that same time I was boasting about a player named Silva Saarinen, and people were like, "I don't know who that is," and I was like, "This player won 5 elite matchups, like 5 elite tournaments in a row, when Kristen Tatar went down with her injury."
Yeah.
And people were like, yeah, okay. I'm telling you, my money on future talent in the FPO, this is my hot take, is that Silva Saarinen is going to be the Lady Terminator of the FPO within the next 3 years. Hands down, guaranteed. I have never seen a player play with such stoicism. She's almost like Calvin in that, oh my God, she smiled. To take a picture. Write it down.
Yeah, yep.
But the play backs it up. It's so amazing. So my question to you would be this. If you had to pick an FPO player that's, younger, like more newer on the scene, doesn't have to be new, to be like a dominant player within the next few years, who would you pick?
Wow, that's a really good question. I think this is one of those things where we don't know yet. For a perfect example, Silva, when I first saw her starting to play in her putt, I was like, oh, she's already good. Like, she's unreal. Same thing with kind of like Kristen. I remember the first time I watched Kristen throw a sidearm, I was like, this is different than like all the other girls throwing. But yeah, I think a really good name that you have to throw in the hat or in the mix right now is Cadence Burge. After her incredible performance at Kansas City Wide Open, and kind of how you said it, she was just a killer the whole time. She had no emotion. She didn't even. I feel like she would make a putt, and nobody would there would be all these claps, and she would just be walking in, like locked in the entire time.
Yeah.
So I think someone like Cadence is going to be that's a perfect example. I think she's going to have a really solid career, and she's only 18. So yeah, I think my pick would probably be Cadence for that. To answer your question.
Nice. So y'all heard it here first. Hot takes. Let's go.
Awesome, dude.
Hey, all right,
Yep.
Kevin, thank you so much for being here once again, man. I appreciate your time. Everybody who is in the chat who came to hang out, I got all of you here. I'm going to go ahead and pick one of you guys to win. Actually, I'm going to pick two of you guys. I have some prizes. Oh, three. I'm sorry, three. Landon Brooks. Thank you, John. It was Landon Brooks. My dude. All right.
Landon Brooks. Okay.
Landon Brooks. That's
a name to look out for.
Oh my goodness, this kid is if he's not on your radar, he needs to be. This kid is amazing. Amazing disc golfer.
Okay.
Great as always to have you, buddy. Hopefully we can do this again in the future, buddy.
Yes, absolutely. I always love coming on. Anytime I can just chill and play Disc Golf Valley, dude, I'm always super happy to. So, dude, thank you for having me, and thanks for everybody who was listening in, and hopefully this YouTube video does really well for you.
Hey, I hope so, man. It's going to be interesting. The first time I really tried to chop something up live, turn it into a YouTube video, and not mess it up, so hopefully it will turn out good.
Sweet, dude.
All right, buddy. Have a good night, man.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking through the entire video with me. Thank you so much to Kevin for hanging out and playing some disc golf with us. Just leave any type of comment. I'm going to pick one winner to win a piece of merch. Thank you so much, everybody. This is Master Darkpoi Gaming. I am Darkpoi, and hopefully, I'll see you in the future.